Magandang araw, Pilipinas. Ako po si Oring Miranda, ang inyong kapatid sa Ibabuid at kay nakatutok sa DOST Report. Ngayong araw, ibabahagi po namin sa inyo ang mga napapanahong balita tungkol sa agamat teknolohiya sa bansa. Kasama ang kalihim ng kagawaran ng agamat teknolohiya, ang nag-iisang DOST Secretary Fortunato Boy de la Peña. Magandang araw po, Sec. Boy.
Magandang araw, Onin, at magandang araw sa ating mga taga-subaybay.
Mga kabayan, narito na po si Secretary Boy para sa mga updates tungkol sa Science and Technology Program sa bansa sa sektor ng kalusugan, kabuhayan, kaisan at kinabukasan. Sec. Boy.
I'm happy to report that we have many accomplishments coming from our agencies and our regional units for this week. As usual, I will start with our accomplishment reports on kalusugan, and I will start with what our DOST Food and Nutrition Research Institute reported to us, that of conducting a webinar on obesity. According to them, this is a very timely topic. It is already considered an epidemic in the Philippines because among adults aged 20 years and above, we have an increasing number of overweights, okay? And it could be the cause of the increasing number also of non-communicable diseases and lowered immune response. So they sponsored this webinar particularly for the benefit of our registered nutritionists and dietitians. The second item that I would like to report also comes from the Food and Nutrition Research Institute of DOST, and this is their agreement with Abbott Singapore to study a new marker of stunting, yung pagkabansot. The Dost FNRI signed a memorandum of agreement with Abbott in Singapore to analyze a new marker of stunting. Okay, and this study will utilize the blood samples from our 2019 expanded national nutrition survey to assess the association of nutritional status of children like underweight, wasting, and stunting using different nutritional biomarkers such as amino acids, hemoglobin, vitamin A, and undercarboxylated osteocalcin among stunted and non-stunted children. So this is a research to find some markers, okay, or to validate some markers of stunting. The third report is actually part of what we will interview today, and this is actually the expansion of one of our beneficiaries of the Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program. Actually, we have already featured him before, and I'm referring to PatchMed Cosmetic Trading. Okay, the company actually evolved from Chicanos Nata de Coco, wherein one son of the owners of this Nata de Coco experimented on wound care products from Nata de Coco. Okay, so we will interview him later, and we already have featured Coco Patch, which is an innovative natural wound dressing made from coco cellulose fiber that's derived from Nata de Coco, that has been proven through a medical test as an alternative to wound dressings in the market. They started as dressings for those wounds coming from burns, because our entrepreneur actually worked for a long time in the burn unit of the Philippine General Hospital together with his wife, who is a doctor. From there they started their research on Coco Patch, and now they have expanded into additional products like coco cellulose material, antibacterial spray gel, coco cellulose bandage, and their innovation recently is derived from the Coco Patch, and they call it the perforated Coco Patch, especially designed for diabetic persons who has wounds, okay? Because we all know that wound is a very serious concern of diabetics. And the innovation here is the perforation that is intended to facilitate better moisture balance and better effective debridement, which means the removal of necrotic debris and revitalize the tissue from the wound. The next, still under Kalusugan, is a report from a DOST Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program beneficiary from Tarlac. This is from Central Luzon. And I'm referring to the company named I Provide Health Food Manufacturing. I Provide Health Food Manufacturing. It has been a setup assisted project, and they actually have been producing vitamin products. We all know that there's a big demand for vitamin products, particularly for vitamin C capsules today. And so they reformulated what is called the high sap vitamin C, uh, and this is actually uh, enriched now with other extracts from all natural plants. And I am referring to guava, rose hips, red acerola cherry, and acetaba, plus a high quality calcium ascorbate. And from there, they produce the so-called reformulated ISOP vitamin C, which is a non-acidic and non-synthetic vitamin C. They were able to carry out their R&D and, of course, their production of new lines through the facilities that were made possible through our Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program. They were granted certificate of product registration for this reformulated high-sap vitamin C. Still on Kalusugan, I would like to report the experience of one company from Davao City. It's called Unifruti Tropical Philippines Incorporated, or UTPI. It is one of the largest producers and suppliers of banana brands that are exported to Japan. And naturally, well, they employ around 8,500 workers. Okay, and now that we are required to wear masks, okay, and protective equipment, imagine they have to provide masks for all of these 8,500 workers. Well, our Philippine Textile Research Institute is carrying out the test using standards that have been provided by the DOH. Okay, and so the face mask that they have has for its outer, they actually have three layers. Okay, one that is made of polyester and nylon, that is water repellent and non-stretch, and then the middle and the innermost layers are polyester cotton blended, also non-stretch. As we know, the mask should be repellent from outside but absorbent from inside. Okay, I guess that is about all for Kalusugan, and I would like to move on to Kabuhayan. Okay, and the first one that I would like to report is the agreement entered into by the DOST Metals Industry Research and Development Center with Light Rail Manila Corporation, which operates the LRT1 trains or services. And this is because of the fact that in maintaining the trains of LRMC, or Light Rail Manila Corporation, they encountered the difficulty in terms of hard to find or obsolete spare parts of these vehicles. As we know, LRT1 has been introduced decades ago, okay? But they're still running well, but they encounter difficulties sometimes when they have to replace parts that are no more, not available, easily available anymore. So they enter into agreement with the Metals Industry Research and Development Center in this particular regarding this particular concern, okay? Because they need a good consultant for materials characterization, considering mechanical, chemical, and metallurgical analysis or standards. And they also, of course, need to find assistance in getting or in doing the necessary repairs and producing the necessary spare parts. So this is with the assistance of the DOST MIRDC. Now, still on Kabuhayan, we are featuring actually the first manufacturer of surgical face mask in northern Luzon. And I'm referring to the Module House Incorporated of Agoola Union, another beneficiary of the Small Enterprises Technology Upgrading Program. And it has actually also been shall we say, featured because when the hospitals in northern Luzon, particularly the public hospitals, needed the specimen collection booths, okay, for the PCR testing, they actually donated uh, their own manufactured specimen collection booths. This is in cooperation with DOST Region 1. And now they diversified into making surgical face masks. And this is, I think, the uh, report that we will have that will be featured in our interview later on. So they actually acquired the needed equipment for the manufacture of surgical face mask, and last month, 2021, they have already successfully produced its first batch of surgical face mask that is branded Safe Tech. Okay, each four-ply face mask is individually packed in a box containing 25 pieces per box, and it has already acquired its license to operate from the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA. Now, another one that I would like to report under Kabuhayan comes from Region 10 in Cagayan de Oro. We had another DOST-assisted company called Green Pastures Corporation. Okay, so they have been producing health supplements, and the firm actually used to produce only one product, the Green Plus Superfood. Okay, however, with the assistance of DOST, they were able to develop new products. Okay, 7 additional products. They call it the Moringa Superfood. The other one is Go Protect Health Supplement, Lagundi Plus, Pressure Down, Moringa Gold Coffee, Moringa Oils, and Moringa Topical Creams. So this one, I think they have already obtained also their license to operate. Okay, with the assistance of the UST, they got FDA license to operate. And the other Kabuhayan report comes from Davao also, and this is the report of DOST Region 11 that they have set up their own innovation and invention community through Inventions and Innovations Center. Okay, it was actually established in Davao City through this is through the act of the City Council. Okay, sponsored and authored by Councilor Pilar Braga, who is the chairperson of the Committee on Education, Science, Technology, Art, and Culture. It is actually an ordinance seeking to provide a venue where Davao City-based inventors, innovators, and startups can access goods, services, and capital so that their inventions and innovations can be fully developed and funded. So this is really a very laudable initiative from a local government unit. Okay. Now, we also have a report coming from our DOST Region 12 over there in General Santos. And this is actually, the project is aimed at building a windmill-driven water pump for use of local farmers to run water on their farms at their vineyards. A windmill which has a diameter of 18 feet and a pump and the stands 40 feet was fabricated and installed together with deep well drilling percussion rig to produce the needed water supply to sustain the development of the vineyard, and the processing of its produce. And last among our kabuhayan reports is a report coming from our DOST, Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources R&D, or PICARD. And this is the report that they have presented their agri-aqua technologies in the webinar that was designed for overseas Filipino workers under our IFWPH program. IFWPH stands for Innovations from Filipinos Working Distantly from the Philippines, and these are actually the OFWs who have come home and decided that they will put up their own technology-based micro enterprises. And so our Picard, okay, for those who are interested in agri and aqua-based businesses, they were oriented on the following technologies: itik, pinas, the Manjipetec integrated post-harvest facility for mango, the portable mango sprayer, the mechanical fruit picker, the dwarf substrain, the rice harvester attachment, the rice transplanter attachment, the Karajinan plant growth promoter, the ride-on rice precision seeder, the rice transplanter, the rice combine harvester, far infrared grain dryer, compact ultra impeller rice mill, Nutrio, biofertilizer, Fertigro, non-destructive moisture meter for coffee, a green coffee sorter, coffee greenhouse solar dryer, mechanized coffee depulper, stabilized brown rice, and superheated steam treatment for stabilized brown rice, as well as technologies for aquatic types of aquaculture types of businesses. So these are our reports for Kabuhayan Onin, and later on I will report on Kaoysan and Kinabukasan.
Maraming salamat po, Sec Boy, mga kaibigan. Marami pa kayong dapat malaman. Kaya huwag kayong alis, magbabalik pa ang DOST Report. Tuloy-tuloy po ang ating programa para sa ikalawang bahagi ng DOST Report. Narito pong muli, Secretary Paul.
Oo, Nin, sa kaayusan, ang una ko i-report ay ang proyekto na may mga maganda ng resulta, at ito ay sponsored ng ating DOST, Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technologies R&D. At ang tinutukoy ko ay ang kanilang sinuportahang R&D sa De La Salle University on using computer-based simulation to improve autonomous vehicles. So as the demand for semiconductor devices in autonomous vehicles continue to increase with the advancements of electric vehicles, researchers from De La Salle University Laguna campus, in partnership with the Integrated Microelectronics, which is an electronics company, harness computer-based simulation to enhance semiconductor devices in autonomous vehicles. So now on its second phase, the researchers use finite element analysis, a simulation of the physical properties and behavior of materials to ascertain optimum design packages for semiconductor devices in autonomous vehicles. This project actually started way back in September 2019, okay, of course, under our CRADLE program, Collaborative Research and Development, to leverage the Philippine economy, and this is actually monitored by our DOST shared. So through this project, the team is also working towards the establishment of a state-of-the-art computational laboratory that addresses the R&D needs of the semiconductor industry for continuous product development and innovation. The next item on kaayusan is a report from our DOST PBOLC, or the Institute of Volcanology, and this is regarding the conduct of a virtual user training on geo-risk PH platforms for climate and disaster risk insurance. Okay, so PBOLC conducted this together with the Regional Program on Regulatory Framework Promotion of Pro-Poor Insurance Markets in Asia. Okay, and this is with the support of the Insurance Commission. So as you can see, the training actually will help, okay, in the operations of insurance companies that are involved in disaster risk insuring. Okay, there are member companies that of the Philippine Insurers and the Insurers Association, which actually sought for this kind of training coming from PBOC. Now, still from PBOC, they also started their capacity development activities for DepEd. Okay, so they have already launched via Zoom platform last April 14 in cooperation with DepEd, the training activities to increase the disaster resilience of schools throughout the county. So these are actually training for teachers on facilitating students' learning of the science behind volcano, earthquake, and tsunami hazards. So teachers and also DepEd disaster risk reduction personnel or focal persons are guided on the appropriate preparedness and response to the said geologic hazard. If you will recall, we had some tragic incidents in the past wherein students were trapped because of landslide brought about by earthquake. Okay. Now, still on kaayusan, I would like to report the project of our DOST Industrial Technology Development Institute on the compact treatment system firm support for the rehabilitation of Manila Bay. They were given funding from the Manila Bay Coordinating Office of the DANR, and they are now implementing this project to develop a compact treatment system that will require less space and less capital investment to encourage industries to adopt such a system. The system is configured in such a way that wastewater will be treated effectively at lower operating and maintenance costs by employing high-rate treatment processes through the use of a mixed microbial culture to minimize the hydraulic retention time without sacrificing treatment efficiency. So they actually entered into agreement with some food processing industries that will try their compact treatment system, okay, so that we can help, okay, in the rehabilitation of Manila Bay, so that the wastewaters that will be discharged, okay, are treated, okay, through this compact treatment system. DOST ITDI also already presented their initial findings on their project called Charted Dream, okay, still on the Manila Bay conversations, and this is actually one of the 5 approved projects for Manila Bay rehabilitation, okay. So this has something to do with providing technology for the management and utilization of the dredge materials collected from the Tulyahan Tinajeros River system. So the project aims to utilize the dredge sediment material into possible construction material. And still, well, now we move to kinabukasan, the last part of my report. I'm happy to report that, again, the DOST Industrial Technology Development Institute has entered into agreement with a company named the DM Wenstow and Associates to conduct R&D on lignite coal liquefaction. So they actually signed an agreement on April 21 for a project entitled Bench Scale Fluidized Bed Gasification of Lignite Coal for indirect liquefaction process. This is intended to test a technology that can be scaled up for commercial purposes, and this is for the conversion of lignite coal into liquid fuel. Now, we also have a report from the National Research Council of the Philippines regarding the launching of the gender-responsive COVID-19 cases monitor. So this is actually a dashboard with a graphical user interface that provides at a glance views of the number of COVID-19 cases or progress report across the national and local government units, regional, provincial, municipality, or barangay level. It maintains COVID-19 related indicators that are relevant to decision making at the LGU level. And we also have a report coming from the Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, also an agreement that they have entered into with a company called Villa Verde Resource Philippines, which is intending to set up an irrigation facility. As we all know, there is a big demand for irrigation services, particularly to service the products that we are exporting abroad, and also for the other needs here in the medical sector. And given the difficulty of adding capacity within our Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, we have been encouraging the private sector to put up irrigation facilities. This is actually the second one with whom PNRI has entered into agreement by way of extending training and other technical services in setting up the irrigation facility. Last in my report is a good news that we have now a new director for the DOST Advanced Science and Technology Institute in the person of Dr. Franz Asunta de Leon, who has a degree in Electronics and Communications Engineering from UP and a master's also in Electrical Engineering from UP, and then a PhD in Electronic and Electrical Engineering from the University of Southampton in the United Kingdom. So he took his oath before me last April 15 and immediately reported for work. Okay, and he says he commits to make the Filipinos enjoy the benefits of innovative solutions in the field of ICT, microelectronics, and space technology. He vowed to continue to work closely with our DOST ASTIS stakeholders to meet their expectations and to invest not only in upgrading their facilities, but more importantly, in human resources to be agile and ready for the next generation technologies. So he is actually an associate professor from the UP Institute of Electronics and Electrical Engineering, and he is on secondment at DOST to serve as the director. So that ends my report for the 4 case on in, and thank you for listening.
Maraming salamat po, Secretary Boy, sa aming pong pagbabalik. Ating pong alamin ng iba't ibang innovative products na medikal at pangkalusugan mula po sa iba't ibang rehiyon ng bansa na nag-develop sa tulong po ng Department of Science and Technology. Sa pagbabalik po yan ng DOST Report. Kayo po yung nakatutok sa DOST Report. Ngayong araw po, patuloy ang ating paglalakbay at pagkilala sa ilang mga inobasyon mula po sa iba't ibang rehiyon ng bansa. At ngayong araw, mga innovative health products na ating ibida kasama ang mga Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program o Setup Beneficiary mula po sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa.
Tamang-tama rin ang pagkakataong ito na pag-usapan at iba't ibang inobasyon mula sa iba't ibang rehiyon dito sa Pilipinas dahil dinaos natin noong April 21 ang kauna-unahang National Innovation Day. So ito ay mga innovations coming from our regions.
Opo, Sir Boy, kaya naman umpisa na po natin. Una po sa ating listahan ay isang produkto na gamit po natin lahat ngayong ng panahon ng pandemya, ang face mask. At ito pong kumpanyang ito ang kauna-unang manufacturer ng surgical face mask sa Northern Luzon, ang Model House Incorporated. Nakasama po natin si Mr. Richard S. Chan, ang Chief Operations Officer at Owner ng Model House. Magandang araw po, Sir Chan.
Magandang araw po, Sir Onin, Secretary, sa mga panauhing pagdahan.
Ang Model House po, sir, gawa sa, mula po sa pangalan ito, gumagawa ng mga modular products po gaya ng kitchen cabinet, restaurant table, bathroom fixtures at iba pa. Paano po nagsimula ang paggawa po ninyo ng face mask?
Noong June 2020, nagkausap kami ni Engineer Acosta ng DOST. Napag-usapan namin ang kakulangan ng face mask sa merkado, mga quality face mask na highly in demand po sa market ngayon. Doon po napag-isipan na mag-apply para gumawa ng face mask.
Ano naman ang pinakaiba ng inyong face mask na ito, Richard, compared sa iba na makikita natin sa merkado? At saan natin ito mabibili?
Ang pagkakaiba po ng ating face mask ay ito po ay 4-ply. Doble po ang nilagay nating melt blown. Yun po ang nagsasala po para sa virus at individually packed. Nabibili po ang ating face mask dito sa Region 1 sa mga piling pharmacies at mga butika.
Alam po ng ating mga taga-subaybay mula sa parayan namin sa inyo noong nakarang taon. Mula po 2016 ay nabigyan po ng suporta ng DOST ang inyong negosyo sa pamamagitan ng programang Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program o SETUP. Ano naman po ang naitulong ng DOST pagdating sa face mask manufacturing?
Tulad po ng dati, malaki ang naitulong ng DOST setup upang magkasatuparan ng itong pagbili ng makina sa paggawa ng face mask.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Richard Chan ng Model House. Dumako naman po tayo sa Region 3 kung saan isa pa ang produkto na napakahalaga po sa panahon ngayon upang mapalakas din ang ating immune system, ang vitamin C. Pero isang kumpanya sa Region 3 ang nag-reformulate ng kanilang vitamin C product upang ito ay mas maging potent o mas magandang kalidad ang high-soft vitamin C capsules. Ibabahagi po sa atin yan ang owner ng I Provide Health Food Manufacturing, si Mr. Abelardo T. Balisi Jr. Sir, magandang araw po sa inyo.
Magandang araw po, Sir Onin, at magandang araw po, Secretary de la Peña, at sa ating mga kasama ngayon.
Sir Abelardo, una po sa lahat, ano po ba ang pinakaiba ng high-soft vitamin C kumpara sa ibang vitamin C sa merkado?
Ang pagkakaiba po nito ay hindi lang po tayo nag-focus sa mineral-based na vitamin C katulad ng calcium ascorbate or sodium. Ang ginawa po natin, dalawa po yung source ng vitamin C natin, yung mineral-based at yung plant-based po. Kaya pinagsama po natin yon para mas bioavailable at madaling ma-absorb po ng ating katawan.
Nasa background niya yung kanyang company. Napuntahan ko na yan yung kampanya niya sa Tarlac. Matanong ko lang na Sir Balisi, paano na katulong ang DOST dito sa mga bagong produkto?
Napakalaki po ng tulong, Secretary, ng DOST. Unang-una po yung intervention nila sa CGMP training sa mga staff po namin. At hindi lang po ito isang beses ginanap, maraming beses po yung training na ginawa ng DOST sa pamumuno po noon ni Sir Romy at yung provincial director po namin noon at ngayon si Ma'am Kay. Talagang tuloy-tuloy yung monitoring nila at napaunlad namin yung aming standard ng pagpo-process po ng mga supplements and mga capsules and herbal coffees. And higit sa lahat po, yung nabigyan din ako ng opportunity na makapunta ng Japan for the training po, yung tinatawag na PHLD training. Malaking tulong po yun na pataas namin yung aming kwalidad ng aming kumpanya. At higit sa lahat po yung mga machines na inaibigay nila sa amin. Unang-una po yung blisterings and blenders, tibag machine and pulverizers.
So ano po ba itong Hyso kung sa lahat? At saan kayo kumukuha ng supply po ito?
Ang Hyso po is a brand name po ito ng isang kumpanya ng Hysopus Incorporated na lumapit po sa amin para magpagawa po ng kanilang vitamin C. So nireformulate po namin ito at inayos po namin yung formulations. At yun nga po ang kinalabasan, talagang napakaganda ng kanilang produkto at tuwang-tuwa po sila at satisfied po sila. At ngayon po nasa market na rin po ito dahil may CPR na po ito at FDA approved na po.
So yung Hyso po talaga parang herbal supplement po ito?
Ito po ay food supplement. 100% po ang rainy nito ng vitamin C plus po yung kanyang mga plant-based extract po.
Bukod po sa Hyso Vitamin C, ang I Provide Health Food Manufacturing po ay gumagawa din ng nasa 20 klase ng health and food supplement products. Sir Balisi, ano po ang mga plano ninyo para sa inyong kumpanya?
Yes po, at napakarami pong mga iba't ibang product po ang ginagawa natin dahil po tayo ay isang toll manufacturing company. So majority po yung premium health provider products, marami pong mga ginagawa natin na para sa ating respiratory, sa mga matataas ang sugar, puro po mga herbal.
Dumako naman po tayo sa National Capital Region. Noong pong nakarang linggo, napag-usapan natin ang mga innovative products mula sa Makapuno, gaya ng Makapuno Powder, Makapuno Lotion at iba pa. Ngayon naman, ibida natin ng isang set of beneficiary mula sa NCR at isa namang pambihirang innovative product mula sa Coconut Onyog. Sila po ang Patch Bed Cosmetic Trading.
Alam mo, Oni, nakakamangha itong kumpanya na ito. At ito'y nakita ko kung paano sila ika nga ay umangat doon sa kanilang ginagawang produkto. Nag-umpisa sila nga doon sa kanilang wound dressing para sa mga burns.
At upang ibahagi po sa atin ang kanilang kwento, makakasama po natin ang proprietor ng kumpanya, si Mr. Denver O. Chicano. Magandang araw po, sir. Paano po nagsimula ang paggawa po ninyo ng wound dressing mula po sa coconut?
Dinevelop ko po siya from seed product pa lang siya, idea pa lang siya. Natulungan ako ng DOST regarding sa mga technicality about the product kasi the product started as wala siyang bioequivalence around the world. Kaya ang DOST ang gumabay sa akin from the seed idea hanggang maging actual product siya, and sa setup na tulungan po kami about the mga machines.
Sa ating po mga manonood, po, ang mga inobasyon nila Mr. Chicano ay recognized na sa buong mundo at nanalo na rin po ng mga awards gaya ng UP PGH Recognition, Tatak PGH Nurse Innovator Award, Most Promising Intellectual Property Award ng Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Philippine Green Innovation Product 2014 at Creative Design category regional winners sa National Invention Contest and Exhibits.
Mga ka-Oni, tanong natin ngayon kay Denver kung ano pa yung mga bagong produkto nila.
Actually po, ang naging bagong produkto namin is dinivert po namin yung product into dati for burn siya and bed sore. We have diverted kasi we have created our own wound care clinic, the first ever wound care clinic in the Philippines. Nakita po namin ang problema sa mga diabetic patients. Especially iba ang ginagamit yung standard na ginagamit na ointment and gasa. Lalong-lalo na pag sa mga diabetic kasi most of the diabetic patients, lalo pag Pinoy, pinapabayaan lang po nila, and we opt to ginawa po namin yung bagong produkto namin na perforated po na siya na cellulose, which has better moisture control at saka autolytic debridement para sa mga diabetic na pasyente. At ginawa rin po namin ngayon na parang pangmalit sa alternative for povidone iodine sa mga bata na nagagasgasan, na ginawa po namin siyang spray, out of cellulose po siya, and nata de coco at saka coconut based po ang mga active ingredient po nila.
Saan po sir maaaring mabili itong inyong mga produkto? At nag-supply po ba kayo ito sa mga kita?
Nabibili po ito sa mga hospital po siya basically. And also, they could also buy it directly from us for our Facebook page. Kasi we want, lalo sa panahon po ngayon, mahirap po minsan makalabas sa mga tao, lalong-lalo pag matatanda, lalo pag mga bedridden. And we have the product at their doorsteps. Pinapadala po namin siya through sa mga courier po natin.
Alright, maraming salamat po. Ang Denver Chicano mula po sa NCR. Lilipat na po tayo sa Region 10 kung saan isang kumpanyang natupad ang pangarap na makagawa ng mga bagong produkto dahil po sa tulong ng DOST setup. Kasama po natin si Mr. Reynaldo P. Paraguya, Chief Executive Officer ng Green Pastures Corporation. Sir, magandang araw po sa inyo.
Magandang araw po, Sir Onin, at saka magandang araw po sa lahat, lalong-lalo na po kay Secretary de la Piña po.
Opo. Una po sa lahat, sir, ipakilala po niyo sa amin ng Green Pastures Corporation.
Yung Green Pastures po, officially nag-umpisa kami noong January 2012 with a vision na gusto namin na makakreate ng community ng mga healthy people by empowering them to live a healthy life. So yun po, we wanted to position the company into a spirulina company. Kaya lang wala pa po tayong local source po ng spirulina at hindi pa namin alam kung paano gagawin po yon. So we position the company po as a moringa company. Yung unang product po nga namin is a combination po ng moringa at saka spirulina po.
Opo. Isa po sa pangunahing ingredient ng inyong mga produkto, moringa, sir. Para sa mga hindi po nakakaalam, opo, ano nga po bang health benefits ng moringa?
Yes, sir po. Yung moringa malunggay, simpleng-simple lang po siya. Nakikita po natin sa ating paligid. Pero napakadami po na mga benefits po nito. Napakalaking tulong po, especially po sa immune boosting po natin, improves blood circulation po, at nakakatulong po pag normalize ng glucose levels po natin sa mga diabetics po. At nakakatulong din, sir, na magiging mukha po kayong bata pag gumagamit po kayo nito. Okay, at saka meron po siyang mga anti-inflammatory properties po. Nakakatulong din sa digestion kasi ang dami niyang tinatawag po siyang tree of life kasi ang dami niyang nutrients po yung malunggay na yan. Base po sa study, napakataas po ng ORAC score niya as compared to other superfoods po na category. Mas mataas pa nga kaysa barley, sa goji, sa mangosteen, sa wheatgrass po. So, according din sa studies po, meron po siyang 92 nutrients, 36 anti-inflammatory properties, at meron po siyang 46 na antioxidants po.
Ano bang mga benepisyo o health benefits ng spirulina?
Yes, sir. Yung spirulina kasi, bakit po sinama namin siya sa malunggay? Kasi yung malunggay is, yung mga properties niya ay micronutrients. Halos meron si malunggay macronutrients. Samantalang si spirulina naman, micronutrients naman. Kung titingnan niyo po, sir, yung malunggay, pag kinakain po natin yung malunggay, pag hindi mo yan ginunguya, paglabas niyan, malunggay pa rin yan eh. So, pag hindi siya nabubroken doon sa bibig mo, pag hindi mo siya ginunguya, hindi talaga na-absorb yung nutrients sa katawan mo. Kaya nga, mas maganda talaga yung malunggay na in powder form. At ito naman yung spirulina, highly absorbable siya. Kasi tinatawag siya na cell nutrition. Kasi micronutrients siya, ang bilis niyang mag-absorb. Yung sabi nga isang guest kanina, mabilis siya mag-absorb po sa atin pong katawan. Kaya nga pinagsama namin yung malunggay at saka yung spirulina po.
Alam mo, Onin, nag-umpisa din sila noon, sabi nga niya 2012, isa lang ang produkto nila. Pero ngayon ay ang dami na lang nadagdag na produkto. At siguro, alamin ko lang kay Reynaldo kung ito bang mga ito ay meron ng license coming from FDA as health supplement.
Opo, sir. Maraming salamat po, sir, sa tanong na yan. Meron na po, sa tulong po ng DOST, meron na po tayong license to operate. At ngayon po, pinaprocess na po natin lahat ng mga applications po natin sa certificate po ng product registration. At I would like to take this opportunity. Maraming salamat po sa DOST. Mula noon hanggang ngayon, tumutulong po ang DOST, sir. Lalong-lalo na po din dito kay Director Alamban po dito sa Region 10. At saka sa Misamis Oriental po na Director niya sa Engineer Ruiz. Sa inyo po, Sir De La Piña, maraming salamat po. On the process na po, yung pangalawang project po ng DOST po sa amin, yung partner po namin yung R&D project ng MSU na Awan to come up with spirulina farm. Ito po, we are very excited about this na matuturn over na sa amin soon po. Maraming salamat po, Sir De La Piña.
Sir, maaari niyo mo maibahagi sa amin yung iba-ibang mga klase ng produkto na meron po ang Green Food?
Okay po, sir. So marami po kami na-innovate sa tulong po ng DOST. Nagkaroon po kami ng mga innovation po sa aming products. Ang dami pong ginawa ng DOST po sa amin. Yung mga trainings sa food safety, sa GMP, lahat-lahat na po. Pag-apply po ng LTO, ng CPR. Kaya nga nakatulong din sa amin to formulate these products. Meron po kaming sariling chemist din po at doktor in my partnership po na mag-innovate ng mga products. So ito na nga po yung mga products po namin na-innovate po namin. Maliban po doon sa Green Plus, nag-come up din po kami ng isang product. Ito po yung original product po namin, yung Green Plus Superfood. Nag-come up din kami ng product ng pure po na moringa po talaga. Yung farm po namin, malayo po siya sa community kasi nag-absorb po siya ng mga negative, yung hindi magagandang laman ng hangin. So dapat presko po yung farm natin sa moringa. Meron po tayong Lagundi Plus. Okay, ito po yung Lagundi Plus po natin. Maliban po sa Lagundi, meron pa siyang halo ng spirulina at malunggay. Kaya nakakatulong po ito, hindi lang po sa ubo, sipon, pati na rin po sa mga problema po sa mga bones po like arthritis, rheuma, osteoarthritis po. And then meron po tayong Go Protect din. Ito po ay isang natural na protection po everyday po sa atin kasi binuboost niya ang immune system natin. Meron po siyang oregano. Marami din po tayong innovation, sir. Meron din tayong coffee. Ito po para sa mga tao na mga health conscious. Ito po yung coffee na to ay maliban po sa malunggay siya at saka spirulina kasi lahat ng product namin may spirulina at saka malunggay. Yung sugar po niya is coconut sugar. So alam naman natin yung cocoa sugar, mababa lang yung glycemic index niya. So very good for diabetics po. At meron din po tayong mga innovation po patungkol po sa mga essential oils. Ito po yung oil po natin into variants. Yung base oil po natin is coconut oil, pero marami po siyang halo na oil like moringa, spirulina. Very good po ito sa lahat po ng mga problema po sa katawan. Marami po siyang gamit. Ito naman po yung topical cream po namin. Yung sabi kanina na sir, may product dito patungkol po sa wound. Ito po din ay tested and proven na po namin yung mga maraming aksidente ng mga motorcycle, ganon. So ginagamit nila ito at mabilis po nag-healing po yung mga wounds po nila. Yan po sir, yung mga innovation po ng product po namin sa tulong po ng DOST. At saka din po sa laboratory services din po ng DOST, may discount din po kami doon, dito po sa region po.
So online, nagbebenta na po ba yan, sir, online?
Yes po, nagbebenta kami online, nagbebenta din po kami sa direct selling po. At napasama din kami doon sa one store po ng DOST kung saan kamakailan lang nagkaroon din kami ng order doon. Thank you so much po.
Alright. Maraming salamat po sa inyo, sir. At nakakatawa po isipin na talaga napakadiskarte ng mga Pinoy at sadyang magaling sa usaping inobasyon. Muli po maraming salamat sa ating mga panauhin. Sina Ginoong Richard S. Chan, owner po ng Model House Incorporated. Mr. Abelardo T. Barisi Jr., owner, I Provide Health Food Manufacturing. Mr. Denver O. Chicano, proprietor, Patchmed Cosmetic Trading. Mr. Rinaldo B. Paraguya, Chief Executive Officer po ng Green Pastures Corporation. Sa amin pong pagbabalik sa sagutin ni Secretary Boy, ang mga katanungan ng bayan, kasama pa rin ang ating mga panauhin. Huwag kayo alis mga kaibigan, magbabalik pa ang DOST Report.
Support of the government like DOST for program development like this has been overwhelmingly inspirational. Through thick and thin, they've been there and helping us out.
Oras na para sagutin ni Secretary Boy ang tanong ng bayan. Para sa unang katanungan, mula po o para po kay Ginoong Reynaldo Paraguya ng Green Pastures Corporation at kay Mr. Denver Chicano ng Patchmed Cosmetics Trading, mula po kay Michael Lance ng Phil IT Organization, ano po ang nutritional content ng Moringa Capsule at magkano ito nabibili? Ganoon din po ang Coco Patch for diabetic wounds. Ano po ang healing components nito at magkano po ito sa merkado?
Okay po, yung product po namin na Moringa Superfood, nabibili po siya sa SRP price. nasa mga 9 peso po siya. Pero doon po sa discounted price namin kasi may marketing system po kami. 5 pesos lang po per capsule po at 500 milligram po.
Ang Coco Patch po, ang size na 3.5 by 3.5 inches, parang laki ng palad niya, is worth 300 pesos. Ang pinaka-active ingredient niya for antibacterial is the monolaurin. And ang kanyang active na pinaka-maganda for wound dressing, kasi the usual things ginagamit are all synthetic, is the cellulose itself. Yung gawa po, it's what they call the biocellulose. No? It maintains moisture and absorb dead necrotic tissues. No? And ang notion kasi kadalasan ng tao kailangan ng sugat, tuyo. No? Pero mali po ang notion na yon. It should have to be moistured for faster wound healing. And basically, pag tinanggal ang Coco Patch, hindi po siya dumidikit. No? Hindi siya dumidikit sa sugat. And 3 days to 5 days po siya bago palitan. Minsan iniisip po nila mahal eh. Pero ang isang ointment na 150 grams na mga synthetic ointments cost almost 375 pesos. Pero ang standard niya is lalagyan niyo po siya ipapahid niyo po siya ng 2 mm thick na ganun siya kakapal to make the product or the ointment effective. Unlike a Coco Patch, diretso na lang po siya po yung lalagyan niyo pa, wala na po siyang ointment.
Malaking savings. So.
Malaking savings po. Gano'ng kariwa mo pag naglagay ka ng Coco Patch sa sugat? Gano'ng katagal, sir? Inaabot ito bago mag-heal?
Depende po sa klase ng sugat. No? Pag sa burn, usually pag ang standard ng isang second degree burn, umaabot siya ng 3 weeks to 1 month. Pagka ointment, kasi araw-araw pinapalitan, kada tanggal ng dressing, masusugatan ulit. No? Pag sa Coco Patch is 50% faster po siya. And yung ginawa po namin na Vermac, which is for the diabetic, yung mga bed sore talaga na uka, as in talagang lumalabas na yung buto, it helps the granulation faster. 50% po ang faster granulation niya. Unlike ng ginagamit na ointment tsaka gasa na nilalagay. Kasi kada tanggal na rin po, the usual thing, nakahiga, pag tinanggal, dumidikit po. Nakukuha yung mga bagong tubong mga tissues natin.
Alright. Ito may katanungan mula kay Lynn Resurrection ng Business Mirror. How big is the current production and sales of the moringa capsule? Are more health and medical clinics prescribing or recommending it now? Pakalawang tanong po niya, the patch for diabetic wounds was developed some years now. How popular is it now? Is it already being used in many clinics and hospitals?
Okay po.
Yeah.
Siguro po sir, Sir Onion, ako po yung unang sasagot doon sa unang question na yan. Sa ngayon po, hindi pa namin talaga siya na pinupush sa mga medical, sa mga clinics, sa mga doctors. Kaya lang, may mga doctors po na talagang nagpe-prescribe ng product namin sa kanilang mga clients, sa mga pasyente. Dahil may mga doktor na was able to drop by and visit our exhibits. So madami na sila mga doktor na bumibili din sa amin at marami na po sila mga reports din sa amin na maganda yung effect ng product doon sa kanilang mga pasyente. Sir, yung pangalawang tanong ay gaano kalaki po? So ngayon sa pandemic po medyo apektado po yung production at saka sales po namin. Kasi nga we are not able to move faster, especially nung dati doon sa farm po namin kasi malayo po dito sa production area po yung farm namin. So medyo naapektahan po kami doon, bumaba po yung production namin at sa ngayon bumabawi naman kami, unti-unti na siyang tumataas po ulit.
Ang Coco Patch naman po, sir.
Okay, yung Coco Patch naman, marami-rami na pong doktor na gumagamit pero ang nangyayari po sa ibang bansa, ang mas nag-aano po sa kanila, ang market na na-develop po namin. Kasi dito sa atin, sometimes with our own technology, may tinatawag na tip of innovation, hindi agad-agad tinatanggap, ina-accept. Kasi ang notion dito sa atin is ointment ng ointment. But other countries are using the patch itself. Kumbaga ang tawag sa akin specialized dressing. Kaya yun yung isa with the help of the UST, kung paano siya mapalago. Kasi I want it in there are a lot of countries went here. Alam ni Secretary Boy yan, from Germany, Australia, India, talking to me kung paano nga ang product na Coco Patch, which is ang vision nga namin is maging benchmark itong material na to ng wound care products sa buong mundo. Yun po.
Mas lumaki po ang benta po ninyo abroad at lalo pong umunlad dahil sa yung paraan ng pagkuha na paraan ng paniniwala na dito sa Coco Patch.
Apo, yan po yung talagang pinaka-goal po natin is ma-uplift ang industry ng coconut industry, the nata de coco industry, and also the wound care management system dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi there's a lot of people na nagtatago-tago lang na they do have problems with wounds.
Yes. Alright. Ito po'y katanungan muli kay Lynn Resurrection ng Best Mayor at Divina Reyes ng Unlad Bayan News Weekly at ng Manila Times School of Journalism. How big is the production of face masks by Model House Incorporated a day? The company earlier say it wants to sell the face mask at a lower cost. Magkano po ba isang face mask? Yan po ang katanungan.
Ang production capacity po ng Model House sa paggawa ng face mask ay maabot po sa 30,000 pieces per day. Ang fully automated po siya at non-contact po. So magsimula sa unang proseso na pag-unroll ng raw material hanggang sa packaging ng individual packaging ay wala pong contact ng tao. Kaya ito po ay nami-maintain natin hygienic po. Sa pag-roll out naman po ng presyo, ang bentahan po natin ay 8 pesos but inclusive po sa kada piraso. So compared po sa kabilang sa mga kalaban na nasa merkado na imported, nasa 12 pesos po, 10 pesos to 12 pesos. So nakakalaban po tayo sa at 8 pesos para sa local market.
Ayun. Iisa lang po ba, sir, ang disenyo ng face mask po ninyo?
Isa pong disenyo pero naglagay po tayo ng safety features. Naglagay po tayo ng logo. So may logo po siya. So para hindi po marami po like the 2 months ago nagkaroon po na tayo ng kaso ng Adelaide, FDA approved pero na-peke na-imitate, nagkaroon ng na-peking lumabas. So naisip po natin na gumawa ng safety features para hindi po siya magaya.
Alright. Maraming po salamat, sir. Para naman po kay Ginoong Abelardo, mula po ang katanungan kay Bel Surara ng Radyo Agila at kay Antonio Salceda ng Philippine Post News Today Online. Are there safety concerns on high-soap? May FDA approval ba ang high-soap? Yan po kanyang katanungan.
Okay. Sa safety concern po, dahil food supplement yung ating category ng HESOP vitamin C, so lahat po pwede na siya as long as kaya nilang lumunok ng capsules. So 7-8 years old and up, pwede na po siyang gumamit dahil po pasado din siya doon sa Philippine Rainy natin. At regarding po sa CPR, lahat po ng product na pinoproduce ng iProvide ay CPR approved po. Individually, ina-apply po kaagad natin sa FDA bago natin ilabas sa market. So naka-CPR na po sila. At the same time, halal certified din po yung product.
Since formulated high-soap can be used for respiratory problems, can it be used as treatment for mild COVID-19?
Actually po, wala po tayong clinical, but kung i-base po natin doon sa mga ibang mga agencies, even DOSTs po, and then sa other mga laboratories, vitamin C is the best for preventing and enhancing the immune systems. Kaya malaking tulong din po ito kapag ginagamit natin araw-araw. Protection natin na panlaban, lalo na sa pandemya natin ngayon, kailangan na maging malusog talaga yung ating pangangatawan.
Vitamin siya onin, hindi siya gamot.
Alright. Dagdag na katanungan po, ang patch po ba ay maaaring gamitin ng mga taong kahit walang diabetes?
No? Pwede po siya. Diabetic, may diabetic o wala. Dito pong itsura ng isang ina namin. It directly sticks. No?
Okay.
Cooling comfort po siya.
Nasubukan ko na yan, Onin.
Apo.
Tinatulungan na ako dyan na isang, actually, parang tindero lang siya doon sa aming neighborhood na anuhan siya ng motor, nasugatan siya ng motor. So, ang bilis ng healing.
Okay, maraming salamat po kay maging kay Shane Aguilar ng The Philippine Events News TV Online at Alma Umilig o Chotorena ng Central Luzon Media Association. Sir, maraming salamat sa inyo. Baka may mga nais ka pang ihapon, Secretary?
Well, gusto ko lang sabihin na nabanggit kanina na noong April 21, 2 days ago, ay celebrate for the first time ang National Innovation Day. At ang ginawa natin, apat na magkakatulong ang NEDA, ang DTI, DOST at ang Department of Information Communications Technology. Nagkaroon tayo ng isang roundtable discussion na kung saan nagkaroon ng presentation ang ating two experts, so economists from the World Bank, and ang kanilang title ay Innovation Imperatives for the Philippines. Ano? So, meron silang mga payo kasi nga ay kanilang sinasabi na tayo, ang Pilipinas, ay hindi pa siya nandun sa itaas. Ano? Kung mga ranking ang pag-uusapan, in fact, nandun pa tayo siguro sa boundary ng 1/3 at 2/3 ano, dito sa bandang ibaba. Pero ang kanilang mga rekomendasyon, kung titingnan mo, ay amin ang sinasagawa. Halimbawa, ang una nilang natatandaan kong rekomendasyon, palakasin ang ating mga research institutes. Okay? Na ating ginagawa. Hindi lamang itong mga national institutes dito sa DOST, pati yung mga niche research centers natin sa iba't ibang rehiyon. Ano? Ang pangalawa nilang recommendation, paramihin ang ating mga enterprises na nag-R&D para makakaroon sila ng innovations. Ito na ang mga halimbawa, no? Tinutulungan natin na makapagawa ng sarili nilang research sa ating mga enterprises para magkaroon sila ng mga bagong produkto at teknolohiya. Ang pangatlo nilang rekomendasyon, palakasin ang linkage at partnership between our research institutions and our enterprises. And we are doing that through the CRADLE program, yung collaborative research to leverage the Philippine economy. And yung pang-apat nila, sabi nila, have more startups. Alam mo, itong ating mga bisita rito ngayon, ay at one time ay startup sila. Okay, so halimbawa, noong 2012, si Ray, si Denver, siguro, ewan ko kung may 10 years na sila Denver na nag-ooperate. Para that started, nagsimula sila bilang startup. And alam mo, ang kinatutuwa ko, itong mga natulungan namin sa DOST na yan, tumutulong na rin sila sa ibang startups. No? Kaya halimbawa si Richard, actually, ang isa ko pang babanggitin ay yung rekomendasyon nila na i-improve ang ating human resource through human resource development. Alam mo, naniniwala ako, hindi lang naman yung mga researchers sa institutions ang dapat natin bigyan ng tulong para magkaroon ng makaangat in terms of new learnings and advances in their field. Kaya pati itong mga entrepreneurs, nung nagkaroon kami ng pagkakataon sa tulong ng Japan, itong mga entrepreneurs na ito, pinadala rin namin sa Japan. At malaking bagay yun to learn more about running technology-based enterprises. And they now help other startups. So yun ang pinagmamalaki ko lang. So nagpapasalamat ako sa ating mga natulungan na enterprises na tumutulong na rin sa iba. Yun lang ang masabi ko din.
Maraming salamat, Secretary. At maraming salamat po kay Ginoong Richard S. Chan ng owner po ng Model House Incorporated. Kay Mr. Abelardo Tibali Sr., owner, I Provide Health Food Manufacturing. Mr. Denver Chicano, RN, RTEMT, proprietor, PatchMed Cosmetic Trading. At kay Mr. Rinaldo B. Paraguya, Chief Executive Officer ng Green Pastures Corporation. Ayan. Makibigan, abangan nyo rin po ang Bantay Bulkan tuwing Martes at Expert Talk Online tuwing Merkules alas 5 ng hapon kasama si Jen Miranda sa DOS TV Facebook page at YouTube channel. Mas marami pang balita mula sa mundo ng siyensya at teknolohiya ang ating pag-usapan. Tutok lamang kayo tuwing Biyernes alas 4 ng hapon dito sa DOS TV Facebook page. Ako po si Oning Miranda. Ito ang mga balitang may kinalaman sa siyensya at teknolohiya para sa bawat Pilipino straight from the S&T Authority ng bansa. Ito ang DOST Report.